correspondence. We have the letter from Ken Spencer for Region 8, Deidre Pennington, resignation from the Ambulance Authority, Debbie Taylor, resignation from Tax Office, Division of Labor, certificate for the lift. Then under new business, Luke had given me a letter for the final payment just for approval. The misspelling there. Okay, the Board of Education adding the levy to the general ballot. And then I had some updates for the election. And I believe that's it for now.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Still moved. I second that.
I approve that also. Do you want to hold off accounts payable until, okay, minutes of the previous meeting? Okay.
Agenda, was it?
What?
Roger made a motion, second. I second motion.
And I approve that also. We're gonna hold accounts payable.
Yeah.
Let's stay.
Relations.
Well, Jill hasn't, she's has an
Maybe she
executive
bring them
session.
with her, yeah,
Okay.
especially I don't have things on reach.
Okay, we're
Just waiting
actually,
for the states to.
we're gonna hold those off to the end to get. I know we have a 25.
Yeah, but he's not here yet.
You know,
Maybe he'll show up. He might not show up.
then we have Jill 5:15. Okay, also the sheriff revised June, July monthly reports.
Yeah, at the last meeting, I knew we were gonna have a revised because of the tax distribution and because of the $1 million that was in the CDs. So they had done an actual second revised or a first revised, and then they ended up having to do a second revised June. And then, so you might want to skip the first set, and look at the second one that says second revised. And then following that revised June is the July. We're going to bring down the overtime. It's done.
Okay,
Email to you.
Yeah, no,
Can you send me just for your time, quick?
um. I wasn't able to open up the agenda. from last week. I mean, all about it. And maybe it's just me.
I was say I was able to get it open and edit it, and put it online with the extra stuff that it's then.
I struggled. How you doing, Mayor?
Doing all right, how about yourself?
Good. No,
Are you keeping the elevator certificates on file somewhere down there? or- But everywhere I've ever been, they always just put a notice in the thing that says. Current license on file in,
Used to have it on the board inside the office, and then I thought we had them in a little sleeve at the bottom of the lip. Don't check.
oh, is that what this is for, is the lift?
Yeah, and then I think we're putting it in the bulletin board.
Okay,
Yeah, we're putting it in the bulletin board.
okay, I thought maybe that was you all, building,
Pretty close.
but it's not way wide.
Thought this was just for the,
Cause that's got a 3,500 pound capacity. I don't think that lift has capacity that large. They use the elevator, I think.
your elevator.
Yeah, cause that's the data, right?
Okay, that's the one question, and then,
Yeah.
okay. So I'll send it over, they send it over there.
Okay.
They can probably get just like little sleeves.
Okay.
Supposed to. Well, it's. Almost. Successful. We do that single rules, but we'll send single innovation. See, it's a. Yeah. So,
Okay, well, motion to approve the sheriff's report. So moved. Right, Office of the Assessor. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I was gonna say, you'll whatever it varies. fine.
Whenever the
You know,
5 tooth comb.
But there is a couple of questions on there, I think that you'd have Peggy to check, because there's.
Oh, the jail, but, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when they're taking that long.
There was,
When I looked up, I'm like, what are we even doing right now?
well, we're going to the sheriff's report, see if we have any.
Well, there was
see
two
if we had any
revisions.
money left. Yeah, there was 2 revisions, we sort of had to get it all.
There's three on there we need to look at.
3 people.
Yes,
They do look every month. The judge looks, Peggy looks.
okay,
Keith
They're
looks.
supposed to.
they're from Allen County, that's why.
Okay, it says the Office of the Assessor. Then we have the Mineral County Dog Warden report, July. Picked up 18 cats, 18 dogs, 12 cats. She got rid of most of them.
Got rid of them, as in sent them out to another place.
Yeah.
So
Told her to give it
Good,
away.
they have a new home. They have a new home. No, she rarely. No, we do not operate a no-kill shelter, and there are some times.
Actually, we've been sending our statistics on to, can't remember what they're called, they just gave her that $500 grant, but they said, another month, we could actually be classified as a no-kill shelter, which opens us up to some other grant stuff, so we've been sharing it with them, but we're almost a no-kill shelter.
Yeah, really, I mean, there are cases,
Well, no-kill shelters still kill animals,
right?
Right.
But she's lucky, most of the good animals she can give away or sell, really. Okay, fall rabies clinic for October, we do need a motion for this one.
I thought you guys decided you didn't need to make a motion, so I just put in the correspondence, not in our new business this time.
Perfect.
Last time you said you didn't.
Perfect. Yeah, really, we don't need to.
Yeah, cause I brought that up, that she just schedules it, it doesn't matter if you
Yeah.
don't.
Prove it or not. Anyhow, Saturday, October 26th, there'll be a fall rabies clinic at Tractor Supply in Kyler. Vaccination fee will be $8. And then we received an invoice for our incarceration fees this month. The month of July, $27,490.06, which is still holding really good. I was mentioning to the sheriff, the reason is probably been so rotten hot out there. He wants to go out and commit a crime.
that industrial should just get a job.
Yeah, true. I have been reading some statistics that are amazing. And one, crime goes down, people have jobs. I mean, it doesn't eliminate it, it doesn't, still criminals out there, but if you have a job, that's like, let's have to commit a crime. And another statistic came from superintendent of schools. If you remove the cell phones from kids, their grades increase.
Not a shock. Not a shock.
So, and, trouble in school decreases.
So that's a topic du jour across a lot of legislative bodies, not only our own. I think I saw something today, the governor wants to let the school districts make that decision.
Right, and I know they are going to try to eliminate cell phones at the middle school this year. They're going to try to put that in place.
They do that at the one up in Frankfurt.
They do. He told me that we have to have 100% participation from all the teachers. He said if one teacher fails not to participate, then it's.
One reason it works down there, because as soon as the kids started coming in with cell phones, they started it right away. Whereas they haven't been doing it.
They haven't done it
so
here.
Now it's.
But hopefully they'll get that instituted and it'll help.
It's an interesting solution to cell phones, one, top secret military exercise I went on, you turned it in, came in. They had a receipt for you, but the funniest thing was, you go various voting times, you go out and, you know, all the smokers are out on the smoke deck and all the people have checked out their phones and they're out in their courtyard
Yeah.
and seeing what's going on in the world.
Yeah, live without our phones for some reason.
Just got this afternoon, I guess this should go under correspondence, it's just an update from the opioid litigation saying we have to continue to retain records for the, like, anything that we're. Yes, you can have it,
Yeah.
copy, I just got
Yeah,
about,
put that under the.
yeah.
Like, we used to have a plaque that hung up in this room for the Association of Counties, and this little sticker you take every year. But they actually mailed your little envelope there, is a little sticker for each of you guys, I don't know if you still have plaques or not.
Oh, okay.
I have a plaque on my bookshelf, we have a place to put it in here, so it's good.
Okay. Okay, we received a letter from Monroe and Barbara Johnson. It's regarding the precinct at Camp Minko. Do you wanna light us on that or what?
Yes, they are voters at Camp Minko, so they have been affected. He has personally been affected by it twice. In two different elections, they have had outdoor school the week of the election,
Right,
which is always a surprise because there's a holiday, so they're paying overtime for their employees as well because they're doing it on a week during a holiday. So this was just a letter that Mr. Monroe had prepared and sent to the school board members, asking them to consider those odd, even years when there's an election and scheduling the outdoor school that they do not do it that week.
perfect. And he sent this to the legislatures also?
Yes, he has the top here. He sent it to the.
Oh, I sent, he sent it to the board.
Send it to the board.
Well, the board's who determines those days, that's why I said it there.
Yeah.
Okay, Farmland Protection Board, Ken Spencer's term for Monroe County Farmland Protection Board is expiring this year. Ken served as Potomac Valley Conservation District member. The MCFPB must have a representative from Potomac Valley Conservation District on the board for state code. And I feel I'm qualified to serve on the board and ask the commission to appoint me as a conservation district representative for the Farmland Protection Board. Signed, Brian Dave. And then a letter from Chris Gwynn. I'm writing to express my interest in being reappointed as a citizen at large member of the Mineral County Ambulance Authority. I've been involved with BMS in Mineral County since 1987, and I have a great passion to continue to serve as Mineral County Ambulance Authority member. Signed, Chris Gwynn. Guess I
This is
should-
from West Virginia.
Yeah, I guess I should read that. West Virginia Division of Natural Resources will be conducting a spotlight survey to estimate deer numbers in this area. Survey will be conducted during the period from August fifth to September 13th. Surveys will begin half an hour after sunset and will take several hours to complete. The survey is being conducted as part of the West Virginia Whitetail Deer Management Plan. It will not involve any collecting of live or dead animal. It will not involve personnel entering your property. Visual sighting information will be collected from main roads using state vehicles, searching adjacent fields and woods with spotlights. If you would like any further information, please call the district office. West Virginia Division of Natural Resources. Okay, and a letter from Ken Spencer, two Mineral County Commissioners. I would like to be reappointed to the Region 8 Solid Waste Authority Board.
Not reappointed.
Just appointed, yeah, okay, to the Solid Waste Authority. Board. We were looking for a member and I talked to him this earlier. Did you? We're gonna love you.
Sure it's an arm sore for being a Queensland.
Huh?
That's an sure it's an arm sore for being a Queensland.
It is.
Yeah.
He's
We
just
couldn't find
off
any.
the farmland and now you're getting him off the gun and putting him on.
Yeah, so it's not gonna get a break.
But they only meet every other month, so.
All right, okay, Teacher of Pennington, and resigning my position from the Mineral County Ambulance Authority effective August the 5th. And letter signed August the 6th. Please accept this letter as a formal notice of my resignation from my position in the Sheriff's Tax Office effective the end of August 2024. I want to take this opportunity to thank you and the awesome girls in this office for their experience and the wonderful support they have given me. I wish you all the best going forward. Sincerely, Debbie Taylor.
I'm gonna send an email to Wally Ford because they've not sent us a letter who they want appointed.
Well, that's another question.
Only that initial appointment.
That's been that's been a while. I don't know if it was one on there or not, but
He said
also
last week it was.
I wanted to ask you about, did the health garden, I know you got Dwayne on here. But, get the ladies on the health garden's serving now. No,
No.
what Margie,
It's not Margie.
Jessica,
Amanda or something like that. Tony,
I can look it up, hold on.
Tony, wasn't it? Did we pass, did
Give
we?
me 1 second.
She asked if we
I
approved it.
couldn't remember. And also Dr. Gould is not on it anymore.
We have a new doctor.
What's her name that's along with, and I can remember all that.
There's a lot of these are gonna get.
What is her name?
I can't
I
remember.
have her
God, I
contract.
can't
Okay. Look to see if we approve the lady from El Garden.
Yeah. I know you approved her, I just gotta look to see what her name is.
She asked us and we,
Did we approve Burlington's too?
Yeah.
How about Fort Ashby? Chad still on Fort Ashby?
No, Jordan is,
Jordan,
Yeah, that's right, Jordan.
Curvos, Dr. Curvos, Catherine Curvos.
Curvos,
is the
yes.
medical director. And then Elk District. Anya James.
Oh, I thought.
You want Wally Ford to
Yeah,
When I emailed
ensure
her,
us about Wally Ford.
yeah, she called her.
who did we appoint?
I think Rodney.
Was it Rodney still? on?
yeah. Right. Okay, please find and close a certificate of operation for your elevator lifting device. The certificate of operation shall be conspicuously posted in the elevator at all times. It's not an elevator, it's a lift.
No, actually,
No,
the
no.
elevator.
That's the law enforcement building, because I love, the rating on that's 3,500 pounds, our lift is not rated at 3,500 pounds.
Okay, all right. I'm saying correctly.
That's gotta be the
It's the
elevator,
elevator in the new sheriff.
and that was the day they moved in July 5th, so that's gotta be what that is.
Perfect. Okay. I know.
Who's got her name in mind?
Yes.
Okay, meeting may concern at a regular meeting of the Mineral County Commission held July 23rd. At the request of Rory Hardy, the county commission on a motion made to pass, approved the painting of a mural in the county building located at 130 North Main Street, Kaiser, West Virginia. The subject of the mural approved was to honor Jack Rollins and his characters, Frosty the Snowman, Peter Cottontail, and Smokey the Bear. If you should have any questions or if I could be of any service, please contact me at the above number.
But he was getting the people to paint they required. They need
I know.
something to say before they started painting the building, that they were in fact allowed to be painting on that building, so.
Okay. So that's the community corrections building, straight down the street, just right across Main Street. We're gonna paint the Armstrong Street side to honor Jack Rollins. Okay, we're down to old business, boards and appointments.
Okay, I make a motion to approve Brian Davy for farmland inspection. Go second.
I approve it also. I move we appoint Rich Gordon to the authority.
I approve that also.
I approve that
So
also.
second it, whatever. And I move we put Ken Spencer on solid waste. Good second, I see Ken, tell him if he wants to write up our meeting, next meeting. Okay, I'll get.
When is the next meeting?
Probably September.
And there was one other one. There was one other board.
They don't have another meeting.
The other two are resignations.
They're
Yeah, yeah,
There's not- Thought we had one more.
Or Deborah, or Dietrich, Pennington's
Resignation.
Yeah.
Debbie and Debbie Keller.
Okay,
Dietrich
we appointed Ken Spencer, Chris.
and Brian.
Okay, let's check it. All right, any updates on the courthouse annex on the building improvement project?
I actually have several things. On number one, I need approval to order the sign for the front of the law enforcement building. It'll say Davis White Law Enforcement Center with the patch. Same size letters as what were there before with the raised. It's $3,269.25 for the letters. And then I don't have the patch price in front of me, but it was less than $400.
How much the price again, 3 what?
$3,269.25. Those are 12-inch letters. It'll be almost identical to what it was before, just new words.
Will they be out away from the building a little bit to give it
Yeah,
a
they'll be
day
raised.
raised
Yes.
out?
And then the patch, will be like a metal cut of the patch with the vinyl layer on it. We get a 3D patch, but it was like $1,400. I didn't figure y'all would go for that. So we can get the vinyl cut patch on the metal. We can just put spacers on it to raise it down a little bit and it'll be less than 400.
Perfect. Got a motion to go with the signage.
So moved. Second.
What?
I thought Roger.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm not
second
gonna
that.
worry about it.
Uh,
I didn't hear it.
the
I
next.
didn't either.
The next thing I had was we need to order the carpet for the family court suite, which construction starts on Monday. The guys are moving stuff. Supreme Court's coming Thursday. We've finally got everyone all arranged. I got two prices. I did check with Kaiser Decorating again. We hadn't checked there in a while, and with Puffenberger, Kaiser Decorating's material costs were actually about $700 less than Puffenberger. Their install cost was much more. However, I checked with the installer who's been doing all of our stuff, and he said he doesn't care who he installs it for. And Kaiser Decorating doesn't care who installs it. So, the total, if we have the installer that's been doing our stuff, is $87.74.18 from Kaiser Decorating or $93.04 from Puffenberger. I wanted to check with Kaiser Decorating again to give them another chance since it had been a while since we had gotten pricing.
Can you give me the price again? I'm sorry.
It'll be $8,774.18 from Kaiser Decorating. Or $9,304.49 from Puffenberger. So I just need your all's permission to move forward with one of those. I assume the lowest.
Yeah, I'm moving to give it to Kaiser.
Yeah. Me too.
Okay, I will get that ordered. On the,
Install or that's just material?
No, that's.
that's installed.
Install, okay.
Yeah, yes, it's flip flop and the installer, yes, but yes, it's installed, that's the total price with everything, so I will get those materials ordered. I'm working with the moving company to get the bench scheduled for move. I talked to Jeremiah today and we talked about having to move it twice. But I talked to Jeremiah today and said, if I have it moved around the 16th. We should only have to move it once, so I did call and email Pat's today to try to get that scheduled for September 16th. The final thing I have is painting. We had removed the painting out of the change order to save money. The initial plan was maybe to contract that, however. One of those that I was gonna get pricing from, works for the county, and we've recently had issues that he can't be contracting with anyone who works for the county, without a contract exemption. So I spoke with Doug, and he said he would be willing to do it. He didn't think he'd be able to do it during the days, simply because he does actually have people in house arrest now, and they're gonna just say like, we have 3 rooms that need dug now. So he said he'd be willing to do that on an overtime basis, if we would also be willing to pay Chris Hines to help him on an overtime basis, if Chris is willing to help. And that'd be a little things off hours when he's not working for Jill, obviously, but they both are willing to do it, and it'll be substantially cheaper than contracting. It'll still be less than, I figured it out, but it's definitely less than like $3,000. For all the spaces we need.
This is for the family court space.
This is for the family court space that we are responsible for. There are some places that are still being paid by the contractor because it was part of the original contract. But this is the change order space.
We can see.
I'll make motion we approve that.
I second.
Present.
Perfect. Let me make sure I don't have anything else. Also, the courthouse annex, the repairs they're doing as they got down into the wall a little further, there is some. The rust is a little more than expected on the beams. They need to weld in a webbing. At a cost of not to exceed, it was $7,000, I think.
Yeah, some change, I don't know.
We need approval for that to happen. I mean, that has to happen. It's not like it's optional. They've got the wall partially torn down. But it's not to exceed 7,000 on top of the contract we signed.
So there's no other alternative.
Those beams are that.
And they're just patching the beam, basically.
Yeah, they're sandwiching new steel to the existing beam to make sure there's enough bearing at the end of it where water's gotten into that wall, deteriorated over time.
We don't want somebody to come down to the ceiling.
Oh, no, they wouldn't come to the ceiling. The wall would come down.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the wall.
lot of money, well, it's metal on beam.
How many?
It was a lot. It's more than one beam.
How many are you?
The whole side.
Got 7 of them,
7.
yeah.
And it's up to, it's, cost and time and materials, TNM, so it's up to the 7, depending on what they got.
John, do you think that water damage is really what caused all that problem with that wall?
It's the exposure that's getting all the weather. So, yeah, that wall's been collecting water every time, over however many years it's been there. But our detail for the parapet is going to correct that, so.
That's the important thing, long term corrective, no more water damage.
Right.
That's.
Yeah, I was watching them take part of it down. They weren't even having to use tools to remove the blocks. They were just removing them by their hands, the whole wall.
So do we need a motion for that?
Yes.
Yeah, I moved you. Go ahead with that.
I'll second it.
And then that will be attached to a change order later. Like, that's just one of those things we approve now, but it'll come on the official AI or AIA forms later.
Okay.
I think that's all I've got.
Okay, good.
Do you have anything?
Do you have any update on the park project around bike trails, Carpendale? I don't think there's anything happening there right now.
So with Loretto, there is the amphitheater. Tom gave me the construction drawings. You all looked at those. He sent me the bid package though. I sent it to the development office. They had just a couple of strange questions. We're trying to set up a call with them. We tried for this week, but John McGarrity, who's always been in charge of it, this new guy, Philip, who I'm working with, is working to take John's place, but I guess John's out this week. So we're trying to get something scheduled for early next week, and then those bid documents will be ready to go out for the amphitheater. And we did, there was a lot of growth and stuff on the, like where the chairs and things go with our summer help. They cleaned all of that up, and made it looks a lot better. And I've been talking to, are you talking about the dog warden?
No, good.
Oh, okay.
Are we interrupting you?
Yeah, you know. Basically talking to the crowd, not you all, but okay. And there are some concrete repairs that probably need done where the chairs go, but we can, put some focus on that later. I think it really just needs like some wear and sealer and stuff. We'll look at that later, but they got all that cleaned up, so.
Perfect, thank you.
In the bike trail, I did get a letter from Senator. Not Manchin, Capito, that, the project didn't make it to the spending bill. I don't know if that means it didn't make it from her or it didn't make it from either. I do need to follow up on that, but.
We were trying to find some money through our government sources to repair the Carbondale Tunnel so that we could create a bike trail, making a loop through Patterson Creek, up around through the tunnel and back. So we've been working on that. It's just that we have to have the tunnel to make it happen.
Well, state could be a really big help.
And yeah, Rick, state could really probably.
And I don't know if
That's
that's.
the other delegates just.
And I don't know if Region 8 is starting to free up some more bandwidth, but they're suddenly sending us grants that are available. And they actually said they would write a land water conservation grant for us, but we don't have a project for that yet. We gotta get through the first one. But I might try to have a discussion with them to see if they know of anything, because really like the congressional directed spending request is definitely something within my wheelhouse to be able to do, but like the federal transportation grants and the rails to trails. I don't wanna say I couldn't do it, but, that would be, really, like, that's not my wheelhouse, because they're very technical. So I will reach out to Region 8 to see if they know of anything, and I'll double check with, Senator Manchin's office in regards to the spending bill.
Thank you.
And while we're talking about that, trail, coming out of Ridgely, there's the bottom of the hill, there's a wide road goes all the way out to the tunnel. There, that would have access, you could run your four-wheelers, what have you, it would go off of there, there's a right of way. The electric company owns 18 acres of it. And there's a trailer court blocking the path, that's why I come up here tonight, because it's a mess. And if you had that cleaned up, you could run your four-wheelers and everything would be off the highway, and it's a beautiful setting because you got the trees and everything, and it would run right into the tunnel. That's something to think about, that would help two situations out there.
I don't know that there's a right of way through there, that's all.
Well, now wait a minute, there's a road, I looked it up in the courthouse, there's a road, and it was for the electric company, they used to run ash out through there on the banks, but there's a road there, access road. But I'm saying, you're talking about putting money in trails, there's a road already established to the tunnel, a good wide road.
But it has to go through that little couple trailers right there.
Yeah, and then it's blocking the right of way. Let me show you something.
We've been dealing with those trailers,
Yeah.
trying to come up with a solution there.
Well, I've been doing some research. There's a law, and they did it down in Paul, West Virginia. You give city services, you're giving them water and sewage. And they stop, they just told the people, either clean the line up, or we're shutting your water and sewage off. Now, if it worked in Paul, why can't it work in Ridgely? It's something to look at.
I wasn't aware they were allowed to do that.
Well, they did it in Paul, and this, is Scott Weasenworth, he's the one that told me this information. I went from the health department, I don't know how the DNR is involved, but I always thought it's a health department issue, because I counted 8 to 9 rats coming down, and we got a kinder center with daycare people, and then we got the old football field, they're using it for practice. And if you go back to 1978, when you just closed that dump down, I can tell you, I was in high school then, you cross 28 out there, that's all I seen every morning, was rats. And that's what we got now with it.
The water shut off, so there's a couple of things there. Paul's an actual municipality.
Yeah,
But I know Ridgely has talked about that in one of those properties, and, if Paul did that, I think they absolutely
and
violated.
I found out this is another, when I was a kid, it was Welcome Ridgely right there at Spawn Acres, where the dump was. Then somehow they moved the property line into the bottom of the road. How can we do that? They voted that in. Why? I don't know. But we had it back to where the property was at the dump, you would have access.
Bobby Lammer was supposed to be working on finding out the definite boundaries of the town of Ridgely, and
Yeah.
he was supposed to be working with Jason Site. I've already talked to him about that. We've already discussed that a good bit, so. He's
Yeah,
supposed
there
to
was
be,
a question about where the boundaries actually are.
Well, growing up, it was right there by the dumps at Walking Ridge. Irregardless, my point says, it's Mineral County. I don't care how you look, slice it or dice it. It's in West Virginia and something should be done about it.
we have tried
it's too
just
many
about
years.
everything we can try to get them to clean that up and straighten it
Are
out.
we're talking about,
Going into Ridgely, there's a couple
Okay.
trailers down over the hill.
There.
okay, I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Oh, there's what you're looking at.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, we've,
Yes, yes.
okay, I was very confused, I was back in Charlotte.
No, we're,
It's all at the same place that what Rachel came to speak to us about.
Okay.
yeah, Ridgely came to speak with us, a few months ago.
Let's not go there. Me and him already
But
budgeted.
you talk to, Yonkers much. That. I had an email form, but I don't know if it went through. I wanted
Can I
to.
get your name, sir?
Oh, my name's Jamie. Yeah.
And we were talking in the office, but I didn't get you that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, the DNR went down. We actually sent the DNR down to cite them for running a dump there.
Yeah.
Thought maybe the law would come in and take care of it, but nothing's happened yet.
Well, there's another angle I was looking at. He owns this ground and they showed me on the map, the trailers are sitting on Potomac Edison's property. So I just wonder if we could contact them and make them.
They're on Potomac Edison's property?
Yes.
I know a
Okay, we know.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll contact him.
He's
Yeah.
done his research, he's been down at the office.
Yeah,
Oh, I believe.
well, if that's on Potomac Edison's property, then there might be a leg that's handled. All right, let's go to CDBG, Health Department Facility Project and Mobile Unit. Roger wants to speak about that.
Yes, the mobile unit, if any of you know about the mobile unit, it's coming in probably sometime in September. So they'll get that on the road and everybody know about that? It's gonna be a mobile health unit. It'll travel throughout the county. And also the building, we had a meeting yesterday evening on this and we need the letter from Manchin's office and it's kind of being held up. So we're hoping we have that by the end of September, so we can get everything moving on that building.
Yeah, Mansion pledged funding. for that.
Pledged 1.2 and approximately 1.2 million, so.
It's hers.
HRSA, yes.
So Roger, I have a question about that.
Yeah.
You said that it was gonna travel throughout Mineral County.
The health,
Are they gonna have like, days, like certain days?
I don't know, that hasn't been discussed yet in our meeting at the health board, but I don't know how they're gonna do that, but I know they're gonna use it to go like Elk Garden, maybe Carpendale and different places, so people.
Certain days, or they're just gonna
Yeah,
travel?
I don't know how he's gonna do it. I'll bring that up to him and ask him.
I feel like he said they would really want to focus on like using it for schools.
Well, they're going to go to different places, just like with, if they need it really, it's hard for people to get up here. Especially the elderly people. I mean, Jerry does pretty good, but he's still. He's still driving, but no, that's what they're planning on using it for. It's gonna be out around the bounds. I will find out.
Okay, update on opioid funding. Do you have anything? With
Yeah,
the-
so
Go ahead.
Troy Ravenscroft, yeah, you're all right with that. Yeah, Troy Ravenscroft wanted to, add another resource officer for the school system to cover at the north end, to cover Frankfurt Middle, and the new elementary school. And he come to us, they're pretty well, they're getting all the grant funding they can get, and they come to us to see if we could help put some money out for it. And I talked to him about what these officers will be doing, and with it being in the middle school, they're at the right age group. To offer preventive drug education, like their program or something like that. And, I talked to the opioid committee, and I didn't get a unanimous decision, but I did get a majority of the opioid committee I think we can use, I would like to make a motion that we use the opioid money to cover the salaries and expenses of half of each resource officer. So half for Frankfurt, the new Frankfurt Middle Resource Officer, and half the Kaiser Middle Resource Officer. And that would cover their salaries and benefits and that kind of stuff. And which we're saying roughly $70,000 or $80,000 to cover 1 year. And that we would revisit that because the opioid money isn't gonna last forever. We would revisit that every year about this time to approve it or not.
Okay, question. Half of each being all four or just ones in the lower grades?
Just two.
It's just the
two
one in the
middle
middle
Okay,
school,
not the two in the high schools. Okay, so just two.
just the two in the middle
Okay.
school.
So half of two.
Yeah,
When you're invoicing, it'll basically be $70,000.
Okay. Do you want to put a max of 70 on that or
I think that's what we talked about.
it's your motion? I'm just,
I don't know when we'll put a max on it, because they're gonna cover the salary and the benefits for them. You think we need to put a max on
I don't think so, because if you get a really good one that they're gonna pay more, like on the scale, it would be. Right, because I think there's no way they can make it unreasonable. They have to pay on the state scale and it's our benefits, so.
it? Yeah, that was kind of my thought.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
I'll second.
Is that set max? Would that be salary only, or would that be salary and benefits?
Salary and benefits.
You know what the benefits cost.
yes,
Yeah.
we bill them every year. Are you gonna buy them another car?
No,
They're gonna drive their own car? They drive.
we will have a couple older cars.
Yeah, we have older
Okay.
cars that they'll be able to.
Yeah.
use.
We've already asked the sheriff about that, and they'll have enough in the fleet, they can
Okay.
have their own cars.
Thanks. The school covers the fuel and the maintenance on the cars, even though the cars are ours. And they also cover any equipment for the officers and training.
And it's good,
Year, right?
year by year.
Yeah,
Right.
year by year.
And
Every
it
year
is a
we
good
need
part,
to
they do
visit
have, it is a good idea, they do have a police marked vehicle sitting out front of the school, you know, it could be in a turn itself.
And one thing I'll add that, superintendent mentioned, and I checked on it and he was right. Most of the counties in West Virginia, the county commission will pay for the PROs as opposed to the school board. So we've been fortunate that our school board has paid for the majority of these PROs. Now they have gotten grants and stuff, but they have picked up that bill for these PROs, so this will probably be the first time that we've picked up the bill for them.
Well, that we've donated that much. Initially, when, of course, unfortunately, bad things had to happen for this to come about for officers. And when bad things happen, then the government gets involved and the grants covered almost the first year for the salary of the one pro officers. We now have 3 pro officers and the grants went clear down to what? Did it go, I know it went down to 15 in 1 year. Did it go down to 10 in 1 year?
Since I've been here, it was about 15. and
Yeah, I think
it's
that was the lowest I've seen. The 1 year it dropped clear down to only, the grant only covered 15,000. Just billed them for last year, it was $202,000 for the 3 pros. And the grant was only,
It was 38.
well, for the prior year was 23.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this year's 38. So, yeah, that's the most we probably,
The school board made up the difference.
Has he got any more applicants for that?
we've got several applicants.
But I think it's a good use for the opioid money for prevention.
That's where it needs
So
to
that
be.
they're interactive with these PROs need to be active with the kids and engage with them and stuff, so that, and teach them.
I think they even do teach classes.
They do, that's one of the requirements that a pro officer does, is they teach classes. And
So,
but this is good use for that money. Since we're talking about the pros and the reimbursements, I just billed the board and they actually already paid us back. And, we just got a check from the state for May, I think it was $5,660. If I can go ahead and cut a check to the Board of Education for that last reimbursement for the grant. And then the remaining, the next check I get will actually come off my next year's invoice, but we didn't have this check when I did it.
thank you.
Got a motion.
Yeah, I'll make it.
So you all motioned and seconded that, it's good to go.
Yes.
Don't point out.
Okay, down to new business. We have an appointment at 5, so we'll have a few more things to do. Discuss and approve additional grant of recourse officer. Was the sheriff supposed to be here?
Yeah,
And
uh, it looks like we're gonna have to postpone until next meeting.
okay,
They'll have to take care of some, okay, so no, it looks like we have to postpone that next meeting.
okay.
Oh, was that supposed to be like the actual candidate?
No,
Oh,
no.
School starts.
No, I think because technically right now there's 3, whether there's gonna be 4,
Then I just make a motion to approve that.
but 2, but did the school send any, we don't have anything from school yet.
For
So,
what? To add one?
Yeah.
Other than verbally coming to me and talking to us about it? Then you need something definite from them?
we'll get something from them, then we'll just
Okay.
confirm it in the next.
Okay.
I don't know that we'll have the candidates approved, by then, but
Joey's gonna place it on the next board agenda, because the board will officially have to say they want another.
Right.
On their next
it's
agenda.
not like official yet. Right now, there's only 3 positions. There's gonna be 4.
Okay, software systems, maintenance contract amounts.
This is what we sign every year for the level of maintenance, and we generally just keep it, the same. These are all necessary programs, the assessor supplements, the annual financial statement, the sheriff's accounting, and operating system hardware. So, and, we are at a level 2 charge. Which tax collection, tax internet, tax online payment.
We doing level 2?
I did notice they had a level 3 charge for the tax collection. I'm gonna have to inquire as to why they have a level 2 and a level 3 charge. They have an LV 13, $90 added to that. And that could have been with the new, the changes to the tax sales. I'm not sure if that's. But if you make the, or that's to keep it at the same level that it's at.
I make a motion, we keep it the same as it was. Second. Improve it. Any charges per call, man?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I'm pretty sure. Bill here
Or-
for this.
Okay, approved commission order for the temporary relocation of Monroe County Family Court.
So, when we've been working with the Supreme Court on this move, which is much more complex than it should be. It was pointed out that Supreme Court justices don't do an order that says the family court can utilize a different venue for their hearings, because for the next 6 weeks, they've got court here this Thursday, and then after that, until the end of September, their court will take place in Hampshire County. So it was assumed that the Supreme Court would do that order. However, a change of venue actually comes to the commission. I have 2 different orders here. One is just very basic and plain and says that we're good. We've made arrangements with Hampshire County, and all Mineral County Family Court can take place in Hampshire County during this time period. And then I have another one that I was a little more specific on. When we talked to Hampshire County, they have no problem with us having court over there. However, they are requesting that we send a bailiff on the days we have Mineral County Family Court. I've already spoke to Keith and the sheriff. That's not a problem. But the second order actually just says we will provide bailiff coverage as well. I would recommend the general order because I feel like it's best to have less is more. However, I wasn't sure if you all would want that included in the order, so I did one with the bailiff coverage in it as well. that's completely up to you which one you use.
Something on the bail coverage.
Okay, that's why I do both.
Perfect. Yeah,
So we used it. One was a bailiff, then the name of that. I second that.
and I approve it also. How long do you think they'll be have to be there?
6 to 8 weeks. They did what they could to clear their docket up, though, to try to get ahead. And then they're only having court like 3 or 4 times over there. They're just, a lot of stuff's just gonna have to wait. And then domestic violence petitions are going to take place in the magistrate courtroom. So they've already worked that out with magistrate court as well. But I'll get y'all signatures on that after and
Thank you.
send that over.
Okay. Discuss and possibly approve maintenance personnel, facilities, technician and custodian.
Yes, so the end of June, beginning of July, I asked you all about, after Chris left, giving Jeff a 30-day trial in Chris's job. And as long as it worked out okay, just giving him a bump and letting him keep that position. And then posting for custodian. Jeff has definitely done fine. We haven't had any issues. He's done everything we've asked. He's been doing a lot of stuff. They've been remodeling the Parks Lorena. He's been working on that a lot, but they've been doing a lot of other stuff. So I would like to ask, for Jeff to receive a $2 on the hour pay increase for facilities technician position. And then I've already posted the custodian position. If you guys aren't okay with it, then we won't fill it, but I didn't want to wait forever because Todd is begging for help. And we have over 20 resumes on it. But I'd like to ask first for Todd to be officially given the facilities technician position.
That's getting
Not Todd.
Jeff,
Todd,
not Todd. Todd is not one.
That'll put him up for Christmas.
Basic.
A little less than Chris.
It's actually less than this.
I do,
It's not.
give him that.
Yeah,
I second that.
I approve that also.
So $2 on the hour plus the title of,
Facilities
Facilities.
technician, yes. And then, like I said, we've got custodian resumes coming in. Todd was very, very, very passionate to tell me that this needs to be a custodian. We cannot hire another person to do both. We need someone who can clean.
Yeah, he's getting burned out. He's
Well,
getting burned
we've
out.
been hiring like people who can do maintenance and custodial work, but Todd really said we really just need a custodian, like, he needs someone to help him clean. And they
Can
can
you
do
set
basic
that
stuff,
up
but-
for interview?
Yeah, I'll get that scheduled.
Yeah,
I posted it with a deadline until it's closer to the end of August, because technically our policy is like 2 weeks plus 5 days or something.
Yeah,
So it's-
we can hire a custodian to help us.
And then I'll get you all scheduled those interviews.
Yeah.
Oh, second. I didn't hear you say make a motion.
Approve that also.
Am I talking to?
back to Jeff. So $2 an hour effective when?
What's easiest for you? I mean, is it hard to go? I mean, because I realize the payroll is Thursday.
Payroll for the end of July. So do you want it?
Maybe we just do August 1st.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. All right, discuss and approve dog warden salaries.
Okay, I wasn't sure if Missy was going to come or not. There's a couple of things on this. Has she spoken to any of you?
No, I meant to call her today and forgot.
Okay.
I got busy.
So well, let's start with this. Okay, so Brandon has given her his notice. He's leaving. He got a job at IBM. So he's not leaving until the end of September or early October. However, it is traditionally taken forever to fill that role. One of the things that needs to be discussed to try to get that role filled is what is the salary for that role? Let me pull up.
Do we have to deal with this today? Can we-
Absolutely, we need to get a job posted. Missy didn't really want to wait till today.
Can you
but
post it without the salary?
I can, but I found when jobs get posted without salaries, people show up with all kinds of different expectations, and half the people you interview won't take it.
What is that? So,
That's that's the thing, though. They don't they're not like one to scale, like before they just used to match dispatch. They were at 24, but obviously like our clerical salary now is 30. So, sorry, I'm trying to pull it up. So Brandon right now is
Had to
at
go a
like,
little bit lower and it always once they prove themselves, then.
Yes.
so Brandon with his increase is probably right around 35.
That's how many years in?
That's 4. And then the other side of it is, Missy is really at a point where she's exhausted and has been here for 18 years and makes 43. And she really feels like her job and what she does and what she risks is worth more than that after 18 years. And I tend to agree with her. I told her I would just bring it up all together, because whatever we decide the base salary is gonna be. I personally feel that the base salary should probably line up with dispatch. I mean, if not be more, but-
Dispatch starting at 36.
they're at 36 now.
I'm not thinking that high. Are you?
To start out.
What, the dog warden job, I know you guys don't see it, but what stinks is whoever's on call works 7 days a week. Like, if there's a dog in there, we don't pay for someone to maintain
Right.
the pound. So they come in on Saturday, they come in on Sunday, they get called out at all kinds of different hours, because there's only 2 of them, and half of their time they spend on call. Their job, not trying to undersell it to someone who wants to apply, but is not great. They don't have great working conditions as far as like what we expect from them. They don't might seem like 36 is a lot, but if you think about you're giving up half of your life to be on call. And then when you are on call, if there's animals in the shelter, you're going in to clean up poop and pee and feed and water animals. And Missy mows her grass out there. We don't even send someone out to do that. They do almost all their own facility stuff. They are. Dog wardens are not traditionally extremely well paid. However, I do think they are also underpaid for what's expected of them. Like, if we didn't have the on-call, then I would agree that maybe low 30s is reasonable, but the
And
on-call
it's
expectations.
18 years, she should be making.
When you think about 30.
Plus they put up with belligerent people.
Yes, belligerent people all the time.
They put up with.
Right, and their job is pretty dangerous. I mean, like, I worked dispatch Sunday and we had to send them to Piedmont for a dog that had already ripped another dog open and. I wish it didn't have to be made today, but I really do have to miss the job.
So it's 30.
36.
That's what he was thinking. We think maybe 34,
And then it's your all's decision.
Give them an increase once they get from you.
That's completely up to you all.
So what?
Just like probationary period.
Huh? Once they prove themselves, yeah.
And get I think with Brandon, once he got his euthanization training, that's when he got his.
Yes, he did.
So,
And,
Did Missy get a raise with the? She would have got a raise with everybody else.
she got.
Let me,
two. Else, yeah.
can we put Mrs. on, let me talk to Mrs. See what
Put
she
hers on the
expects.
next
Can we,
Next agenda.
next agenda, and I'll get with her.
Yeah, as long as you talk to her.
I'll talk to her, I promise I'll talk to
So,
her.
so the job needs to be posted at 34. I mean, do I put on there that, cause like law enforcement, we put on there after certification, it goes to this, or how do you wanna handle?
I would just put 30, just put 34.
44, okay.
And I give that lady a lot of credit, because we had
Yeah.
trouble with those pot belly pigs, and she's the only one that blinded them people. Other than the flood control that dug in, that's a federal offense, but I give that lady a lot of credit. She came down and really tried to help the situation out. The only one that I've
Yeah,
had.
she stays pretty busy.
I give her a lot of respect.
She does good.
I just wish she would open up and talk a little bit more.
Well, I like when somebody tells me what they think.
She will tell you what she does.
You always know.
I will do that. You might have to wonder where she's at.
I'll
I like her. She does.
Hey,
good.
I never,
She does
I never
great.
tell it like it is. That's how you get things solved.
I like her.
So I will post that job and then Roger's going to speak to her about her expectations, because I mean, really, after 17 years, she
Yeah.
should. And what she does.
Okay, we had a 5 o'clock appointment for the road issues with Mr. Dowden, but he is not here.
He is not here.
So our next appointment is 5:15 with Jill. We have a couple more minutes. Okay, discuss 911 kitchen.
Okay, so 911's 15 years old, and. One of the things we've discussed up there, obviously, they use the kitchen a lot, because it's 24 hours, and it's. Entirely too expensive to order out for everything, A lot of the we've replaced the microwave 5 times, but a lot of the appliances, especially the stove, are getting old, and not working well. We'd like to add additional cabinet space, because we've got, like we've got stuff just sitting out on tables and stuff, in the kitchen.
Is this coming from 911 money?
It's gonna come from, money, yeah.
I'm moving.
So, Jeremiah gave us the contact information for the people who provided the cabinets for the law enforcement building and for providing the break room cabinets for the courthouse annex. So we got pricing from them, for the new cabinets and countertop. There will be no shipping charge, because we'll just bring them when they bring everything else. Jeff can put them in. And then all new appliances, a new sink, and, the only professional service costs we'll have to pay an electrician to run the 220s. The stove will be moving and it runs from the other side of the building. So, the kitchen all in with appliances should be less than $16,000. But I would like permission to, proceed with that.
How are we moving the stove?
The stove bad.
No,
Are you moving the stove?
yes, because so have you been in the Allen kitchen? I think you have. So there's only cabinets against that one wall. And they really want cabinets against the back wall and against the other side. So there's not enough space to put a corner there.
Okay.
Like to put another set of cabinets, because the stove's only this far from the wall. So to put the second set to keep everything connected, the stove is gonna move over here.
What about the hood?
The hood is not, it's not an external hood. It's just one that fits into it. That building doesn't have any exterior venting because of like hazardous materials releases and stuff. There actually used to be a button on the building automation system that would close even the air handlers and stuff off to the outside, but there's no like exhaust fans in the bathrooms or anything. So it's an internal hood.
Okay.
I move we let them do it since it's coming around 911 time.
Second emotion, as long as it comes out of the 911 fund.
Okay, 5 minutes. Approval to make final payment for the loan for the tower from 911 to general county.
Yeah, so we owe.
That should be pretty easy.
We owe exactly $50,000 for the Patterson Creek Tower loan. Our balance prior to quarterly checks and with payroll reimbursements has remained above $500,000 consistently. So I don't see an issue with just going ahead and paying off that loan and getting that out of our budget. I also, because I know how these go, I also wrote up an order for you all to pass that says the loan is paid off. There's an order, put the loan on the books. So I did another order that says the loan is paid off and there's no more indebtedness for that general county.
I have no problem with that.
I move we approve that. I second it.
Approve that also.
We did long, I don't want that.
This was the tower we put down on,
Patterson Creek. Oh, they have to run it.
yeah, actually down
Patterson
there,
Creek
running
County.
all the way down to the tracks and go up over the mountain. Anyhow, cell phone tower, just to give you an idea, this tower was $1 million.
It's like 1.3.
Yeah, it's horrible. So anyhow, he's making the payment to pay it off,
I don't think.
so that's good, thank you. All right, I guess we've got a couple minutes, Lauren, do you want to talk about the,
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, had been in communication with the school board earlier in the year, giving them a heads up that this had to be either on the primary or general ballot because of the timing. Because they can't have a separate election anymore. And, had spoken to him previously, even like June 30th, we had discussed it. Well, they had contacted me Friday, I think it was, and they said, we have this, come find out tomorrow is the deadline for me to get it to the printer. So it was not posted on the original agenda on Thursday, it was added on Friday. But more or less, it has to get approved in order for me to get it to the printers to have it on the ballot, for the general election. As I understand it, the language is all the same from the prior, so it's a renewal of their current levy. So what they have
Just a renewal, no additional fees, it's not going up.
as the way, I have not looked at the numbers, because like I said, I just got it and I was kind of doing other things. So I haven't reviewed the numbers compared, but, so what you have in front of you is the order, and then followed by the sample of the official ballot.
Right.
With that, because of the size of this levy, the language involved with it, whether it will fit on our ballot with, because of the number of contestants we have contest on there, whether it will cause us to go from a 17-inch ballot to a 19-inch ballot, or whether it will cause us to go to a second ballot. If it does have a second ballot, I did tell them they would be responsible to pay for the cost of the second ballot.
Okay. Okay.
More or less just a motion to allow it to be,
I'm gonna read it out. Did you make a motion?
Yes,
I second it.
and I approve it also.
move forward with notices and.
Okay, and then general election 2024.
Okay, just cover a couple things, well, the ballot being one of them, I'll be getting my, all supplies ordered. So Fort Ashby Primary School Precinct 9, that is on Dan Run Road. That's one of them that is going to be closed. So there were some concerns whether we would be able to use that. My coworkers actually, that works at when, she contacted me, we had some discussion as to whether we'd be able to use it or not. Had some communication with the school board, and the recommendation was is that I find somewhere else. So I think the fire hall would be a good secondary location. I have not spoken to them yet. I'm gonna try for the Fort Ashby Fire Hall. The Fort Ashby Community Building is precinct 7, it's across the road from the school. So we'll still have two of them together, but Fort Ashby Community Building is not large enough to put two precincts in.
I don't think the fire company would have any problem.
I don't think so. So I was either thinking the fire hall or fairgrounds. So I think either location. Problem is precinct 7 is more or less the area on the left side of Dan's Run, precinct 9 is more on the right side. So I really don't want to move precinct 9 to the fairgrounds, because I think it'll kind of confuse people.
Okay,
Like I'm supposed to be over here, and they're here, kind of flip flop. And that's one thing I'm looking for, and then, already getting some advertising out for the need for poll work.
okay, you don't need a motion for that.
Now, just giving you a heads up, because we're on deadlines.
All right, thank you.
Deadlines are close.
Okay, 5:15, we have an appointment with Jill Osner, our assessor. And understand it might be executive session, is that how you want it? You wanna go in there now?
Yeah.
Okay, just excuse us, we're going in executive session.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session for personnel issue.
If you would hang around for a little bit,
Okay.
well, we wanna hear more what you,
How you doing?
wanna hear more of your idea.
Go ahead.
We probably were on it.
Yeah, Liz, I had several. Roman, usually I don't.
Yeah, no, I think.
Can help you with that.
Yeah.
I don't. I should-
That's what's in there.
Oh.
I heard like.
I'm kind of thinking of it. Stay-
Yeah, I think that's your first.
Stays.
No, she has a meeting Saturday.
That would be nice. Yeah. give me the option.
How are you? I'll be glad.
Yeah.
But in a presidential election, I always like to have at least one Democrat and one non-affiliated.
Can't ask a question.
Well, we're keeping right the train for the historical, where they keep the train at.
Uh-huh.
We got 200 acres. It's in Mineral County. Like, why would you let them build a shop? All you had to do is throw a switch and you'll stay out of the roadway. Right. And there's 500 jobs for over about the next 15 years.
So you'll be able to use the dining hall, can't you, right?
Like here. And why would
If you have any like, I don't know if there's graphics for poll workers.
There's so.
Like I can put it out on the courthouse Facebook page, but like when I get job ads that are just text, like that's what I put up. They don't go anywhere. The same as if there's a picture of them. And honestly, I sometimes just pay for the ad, and I probably don't want to pay, but it does help with the number of people that see it.
Same way I built a house.
I can definitely put it on the Facebook page, but I have found that I've been, for hiring, I've been doing a graphic for all the commission positions. It takes time, but it has helped a lot
For
with
over a couple months.
trying to get
Because they
applicants, and then I don't know if you have Facebook, like sharing that to like Iowa Kaiser and all those places.
There's another
Helps.
100 acres to be developed.
So,
I mean, look at the money you lose.
Yeah, cause.
I ain't trying to take something away from nobody, but let's make it better. Just like that there, we got an elderly.
I
got
don't know,
95-year-old
because
teacher down there with a ride in her house right now. I mean, it
with
is
the
right.
number of registered by party, I mean, we have over 9,000 Republicans, we're only having about 3,000 Democrats.
Yeah.
And I
Let
also
me ask you a
would
question.
like
Where do you get all these
Democrat
people?
precinct.
Cause I work in Maryland, it's hard to find them.
Less of
Well, they're gonna come from
a.
other states, and they're gonna live in Maryland, or they're gonna live in Mexico.
Party, I mean, less of a number to hit those
right.
targeted
Oh, wow.
individuals.
And their tags, I ain't bragging about West Virginia, but their tags is over $250. And I'm telling you what, if we
Almost
develop this,
500 non-affiliated.
there's a lot of potential.
With the
Well, they're
discussion of the Republicans
Yeah.
having.
Of course, they've
not
almost
open-
finished this one area. But once that's done.
But it closed primary
Forward.
2026, some of
But
them.
once
have
that's done,
actually-
they're starting another whole nother
Yeah.
addition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have nothing anymore.
Well,
It's shame. It's really a shame.
non-affiliated, and yes,
Did you?
because actual independents, I think we have about 140
They didn't know.
independents.
Where the airport is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where am I starting, right here?
This is
Okay.
private sector.
Yeah.
And down in here in the bottom is what's runways.
I didn't know that.
No, but
There's still some towers up here that have a light.
Yeah.
Where they come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah, we got challenges. We got.
Oh, I know. And the biggest thing,
And then
where you're.
and then I was kind of running around like, what happened? And when we stepped up, we were at, it was like, yeah, like, oh, no, I got it. Just go around the building, like, and I got to the car, I'm like, I got over the door.
Yeah.
Where did you park?
Key, I didn't have my key in my hand, I had, that box was heavy, I thought, I might as well just walk over.
You came in the front, I thought we just walked down here.
Yeah, I guess from that way, but- Anything you did was have your kids in the other day. I do like this.
She's worth, getting ready for her college. But I had to sit down with her to help her. She told me, that's the thing, just insight of that.
Pro ad,
They won't do that all. Yeah.
did I send you the pro ad, the one from the newspaper that was in like the park?
I posted,
She had already posted the one I sent them.
yes, he sent me, and I posted it, I was on the, they usually, I don't know who does their Facebook, I assume Jeff Crowder, but they usually post on the sheriff's office Facebook page, too, that's how they
Yeah.
outreach, and I put it on the actual website too. So,
They got litter boxes. That was cool there.
I think all this, I think.
Yeah.
For-
Key and bits.
Yeah, it's, yeah.
I'm glad I'm old, man. I'm 62. At least we do any further than that. Mayberry and it ain't no maker out there.
Yeah, we have. definitely have some challenges.
Yeah, 17. But
Yeah.
his attorney told me that he could have up to
I'm
6 days.
trying to see, like, from an aerial view, I could see that road.
Yeah, so that's-
Shut down.
Well, I got you on the airport, I got one. They're winding the airport there while it's right.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you go out towards the end of all it, down with their access road? That's a nightmare going up that road. Where you go out past, you know, like the moose, you know, out at the end of that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
And I got another.
Yeah.
I gotta take
Just
out.
only up there, still
And behind that, and I got that. Look at the road, yeah, you go to the back road there, look at that, they always tell me once we enter that road going out there, it's the same way. It's like another place out there.
Well, I don't know, we might have to get it on the agenda.
We got nice shoulders.
Right.
Just what happens, I think it's scary coming in about this.
Just, yeah.
In jail, I know you're the dick down.
Sure, we need to get that on.
We can start making things better.
Maybe in the fall picture, you can maybe see that road.
She has.
Yeah.
But I see.
Oh,
Well, years ago, when me and my brother.
This
And that road, right back here. All the way to the, well, I'll give you something else, I walked off state roads. When you go across that kind of, look, and.
My motion is, or
Once they get there,
concern is, we need on the agenda.
But I was on.
When do you want
Yeah,
to?
where that kind of way, it's that, there's like.
Or do you
and
want
waiting.
Okay, so, okay, so we'll put it on the agenda for next time and then make a motion. Okay. We just want to make sure we're doing it legal.
Another one. I'll make a motion to come out of the executive session.
Okay. We have another appointment at 6 o'clock. Do you have anything else you want to say about that property? I mean, you have,
Well,
you came to.
the only other, if you say you know somebody for election company, here's the address, but I'm trying to get the phone so we can get, that way we can go that route. Where,
That might be the best route.
that one make it easy.
Maybe.
But all I'm saying is, if you're gonna put money on that trail, that would be a nice feature, because it goes out a good distance. And what I'm concerned of is, we got kids down in that Kenner Center, and we got kids using that football field. And
Yeah.
believe you me, I've lived there. Back when that dump went down, they'll travel that far.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And there's no problem there.
But
right.
I'll go with
Appreciate
him tomorrow if I'll try to get it.
Okay, and I got this, and he's like an agent, from the DNR, his name's Scott Weezenford. And he's supposed to come down and look at it. Well, he takes care of junkyards and trail reports and stuff like that, and he can find it. But he's already been there.
Yeah.
Well, he's from some county, it's one of the counties. He takes care of 3 counties.
Yeah, I think it's-
Then he's gonna get with me. Wait.
The health department's been down there a couple times and he really.
There's his number if you want.
Other than one time we found him living in a camper.
I just wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay,
Alright.
I'll get a hold of somebody.
Thank you.
I appreciate anything.
Thanks for coming in. Yeah, we
I want your notes.
Oh, all right. 301. 707. 8490.
what's your name again?
Dietrich Jamie. You might have knew my cousin, he used to be sheriff here.
James,
Yeah,
did you say James?
yeah, Jamie, Jamie.
Oh, James
Yeah,
Dietrich.
yes. sir.
We won't hold that against you.
Everybody,
I'll be in touch.
All right,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
sir.
All right, now, thank you. See you.
Okay, we might as well go with, we have a 6 o'clock hearing, so we might as well go with Bill and. I think we wrote through our agenda.
You have your reports and then then I'll-
Yeah, we could do that. Lou, you wanna?
I don't have a whole lot, and I feel silly even bringing this, but I wasn't really sure what the best way to go is, so I bought commercial vacuums for Todd 2.5, 3 years ago. They were like $400 then, but he just needed a third one, so I ordered him one, they're $550 now.
Of course.
Well, I already ordered that, I mean, he needed the vacuum, and we were buying new Walmart vacuums like every 6 months, so at some place, like, we just buy a real vacuum. Anyways, the other two we have are in need of repairs. Here's my question of what you want me to do. The repairs on one are $383 and on the other, $353,
Jeez, how much a new Mac?
$550.
I was just buying a new Mac. What do you got?
Yeah.
Where can you take them repair?
Liberty. Liberty Distributors. They already have them, actually.
They gave you this.
They already have them. That's how they gave us the estimate.
Is that where you buy the new one from?
Do you get a trade,
Will they trade?
trade in?
I can ask. I don't know if they. I'll ask. I doubt it though, because they didn't offer me any used ones when I was trying to buy it actually. But I can certainly ask.
Yeah, see if they'll give us any trade in.
I mean, honestly, I kind of thought it would probably be worth, just having it repaired, because they're designed to be repaired. But that's why I want to check with you all to see, because I mean, it's, we need two. We need three vacuums.
Are you going, you got two?
So they're not necessarily broken down, but they're limping pretty bad. According to Todd. So,
Okay, so, I mean, I'm in favor of repairing them.
I can, if they'll make a trade in and it's decent, I'll go that way.
If not, let's get them repaired. Want to do that?
I'm good with that.
I mean, if they're designed to be repaired,
Yeah, I mean, it's completely, they're like 3 years old. We used to buy Walmart vacuums, so we replaced them every 6 months. Todd's quite the vacuumer though.
Yeah.
I mean, they get used a lot.
what do you think? Repair or buy new?
That's why I said it's kind of a silly thing. to bring to you all, but like-
hard to say whenever I don't know what's wrong with it, you know?
Exactly.
Well, here's the quotes to show you what they're doing to them.
All right, yeah, let me do that. That'll help.
That's the other one. They're pretty similar though. It's just like new belts, new.
You didn't get my joke, Jerry.
My thought was,
Replacement wand, nozzle, belt. Roller brush. 50-foot power cord, $60 for.
Yeah,
That's
because
what's
when he
wrong.
plugs it in, he goes.
Goes.
all in.
How would the power cord get wore out?
Well, I mean, probably from being in door frames and
Why does she get nipped? Yeah.
do both of them need new power cords or just one?
This says both of them. They get new power cord in both of them.
Does yours have one on it?
Yeah, yeah. I'm wondering if we should just one there.
I mean, it is
I wonder how much
$200.
that Really needs to be done, you know?
I know nothing about vacuums. We don't have any vacuum experts on staff, so it's, I mean, I guess it is $400 cheaper. to
You gotta
repair
get,
it.
So-
wrap electrical tape around it.
So here's something
There
too.
you go.
That's exactly what.
Here's something too. You look at this, the diagnosis, he's already charged us $95. And we're going to have to pay that even if we buy a new one, we're still going to pay the diagnosis, so.
Okay.
we are, so let's just have them
Just
repaired.
repair them.
Okay.
It just needs a belt on each of them, roller nozzle. Which if that would wear out.
It sounds like they're replacing anything they can.
What'd you say?
I said it just sucks.
Yeah. Well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. That's a problem. Yeah, let's just get it repaired.
I mean, it is
Like
$400.
I said, we're already
cheaper.
$200 into it.
Yeah.
Because you charge $95 for each.
Yeah, I guess it was
Evaluation.
$95 to get them.
Yeah.
Good thinking.
Okay, so is that a motion?
You can catch.
Yeah, good catch that.
Motion.
I'll move you, have them repaired.
Repair.
I second.
Repaired 2, purchase 1.
No, I already
No.
purchased one. It's
Yeah, you already
within
bought
my
one.
spending, that you guys have already signed off on that. Yeah, we've had it for probably a month.
And that's with Landis.
No,
No.
Liberty.
Liberty.
Liberty's who I've been using from, they've been fantastic.
Where are they located?
I think they're in Pennsylvania, but they come to town Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays.
Okay.
So everything we need, they've been fantastic. They were when we did the year bid for all the supplies, they were the low bid and I've just been using them. They've been
Okay. So you done, finished?
Oh, I mean, well, not last, sorry, I was emailing them, telling them to fix vacuums. The only thing I had is the per diem policy. Have you all done anything on it? Cause I've got someone going to
We
Charleston.
were supposed to meet, we were gonna try to meet the first part of this week and we just couldn't get everybody scheduled.
Okay.
It is only Tuesday yet, but
That's basically all I have. Yeah, everything else is
Okay, perfect.
going on.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Roger's,
let me flip the
Roger,
page.
I've been-
Sounds like
Roger's
you
been
got a
busy.
lot going on.
I think we all been busy.
I met with, Fountain Volunteer Fire Department about Jeremy Taylor's prayer vigil. I also attended Jeremy Taylor's prayer vigil. I met with the State Highway Department, after getting a call from a gentleman that where bushes needed to be cut. And it was a pretty bad spot. There several people on a housing development going out on the road, so that took quite some time. I was at Region A PDC signing, signing. I attended the Peach Festival. I was at the meeting with Ravenscroft and Wilson on the, resource officer. I met with, for some of you, this might be interesting for you, Liz. Robert Taylor, he was a young man that was ahead of me in school one year, and I knew him very well. He's from the Burlington area. We're trying to get, from Route 50 at Ridgefield Nobley Road out towards Dry Run. Trying to get that road named after him through the state, because he got killed in Vietnam. And he was enlisted in September, I think, of 68. And he got killed in May of 69. Real nice young man. So I met with the family, I met with Rick Hillebrand and with Ted Bosley, who him and Ted went in together. Where we all got together and we're trying to get this set up. So I had a meeting with them. I was at the Region A signing twice, by the way, and I also attended firefighters meeting and the ambulance authority meeting at Fort Ashby, and I had a health department meeting. I think that's all I did.
Were any of those, all three of you go to Peach?
I was at the beach.
I was on the beach.
Okay, so all three of you Peach. And all three of you met with Ravenscroft.
All three of us did.
Is there anything else that all three of you went to?
Oh,
Were all three of you attended?
No, I wasn't.
no, that was.
I didn't make that.
Yeah, we'll do it. We will.
It's Saturday 27th, the Help Lines Club, the trash pickup along 28, 956. Monday, the 29th through Wednesday, the 31st, I was in Charleston for 988 and CIT Summit.
I'm sorry, and 988
988
and
CIT Crisis Intervention Team. That was rather interesting. Mainly dealing with mental health awareness and having teams to interact with suicide and mental health issues.
Our dispatch center, actually, everybody just completed 8 hours of training and a new protocol was implemented for suicidal callers at our first party. We just put that in last week.
Oh, that's good. I was gonna talk to you a little more about that. I've got some notes, and I think I got an email. I was waiting for a response. But anyway, for some information. Let's see, then of course, the Beach Festival. What's the Carbondale Town Hall meeting? Oh, no, wait a minute. No, I didn't. Well, I went, but they canceled the meeting, so. I mean, there wasn't anybody there except me. I was the only one. And then Sunday through Tuesday, I just got back from the state auditor training in Canaan Valley. On Monday, I was on Zoom. During our lunch break, but I was on Zoom with the CVB board meeting.
Okay, I met with a gentleman named Yuri from Israel on Monday, the 29th, concerning sewer plant for Piedmont. And I actually met him over in Burlington, so I went to the highway department about a sign out for 46, a safety sign, pedestrian crossing sign there at Grace Place Church. Pro officer meeting, of course, I was at the ambulance and fire meeting, Peach Festival. I think that was it.
And I don't know if everybody knows this, but Butch Armentrout used to be the mayor of Carbondale, passed away.
They're gonna have a viewing tomorrow
We're
night.
viewing tomorrow night from 5 to 7 at the church down in Cumberland. And funeral's Friday. I'm not sure the time of the funeral, but it's, Butch was a good guy. He really liked.
When he was healthy, he was really active.
He was
Very
active.
much, yeah.
Yeah, he was active. Very likable guy.
He was. He was mayor of Carbondale and was part of getting the money and stuff to get Carbondale opened up as a tunnel originally. He was mayor when that transpired. And he actually did, him and his boys, I just found out, him and his boys, when Carbondale first became a town, they actually did some manual labor down there to help get the sewer system up and running, or get some work done to it when they first became a town. Evidently, him and his boys was out with shovels, from what I understand, but what I was told, so. He was part with Doris Marks and pivotal in getting Carbondale started. And, he did a lot, and so, good guy.
Yeah, yes, he was.
The hearing's actually Thursday, probably seven.
Thursday, 5 to
Yeah.
7, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when you
that's-
said that, I thought, now wait a minute.
Yeah, I was trying to look it up real quick. then.
Did I say, what did I say?
You said tomorrow.
Oh,
Thursday.
That's okay.
I apologize. It's Thursday.
It's
My
correct.
Thursday, Friday, and the funeral
I don't want you
Friday.
to show up down there tomorrow.
No, Friday.
Friday 1.
I've got so much going on. It's kind of.
Yes.
Well, tomorrow is Gary
And if they were home.
Miller's mother's funeral.
Where's it at?
Barton, but,
Where's she?
And her viewing is actually right now.
Where's her viewing at?
viewing is at Bowles and Barton, 4 to
Bowles.
8 tonight, and then 12 to 1 tomorrow, and the funeral's at 1.
Gary is my dispatcher, Shalata, who's
Yes.
been with us for 16 years. It's her mom too, it's her
Yes.
brother and
You
sister.
mean Gary?
Gary and Shalata are brother and sister. yeah.
Oh, you didn't know that?
Oh.
You gotta watch who you're talking about, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Everybody's related.
Everybody's related.
Well, then Stacy is married.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
Gary.
Well, you're gonna do it
And-
like this.
And
You're-
Vicky,
Their
Stacy's
the way it
sister,
looked.
Yes, and Lauren's office.
There.
Yeah,
nephew is
Jenna.
gonna be
yeah,
my
exactly.
grandson-in-law. Believe that?
Yeah, I believe it.
Gary, did you finish your report?
It's unreal.
I'm gonna need, can we go into a brief executive session to discuss a personnel issue? I just got an email at 4 o'clock that,
Yeah.
but
Did
there
you
won't
already
be
give
an
your
action
report?
on it, but
I gave my report, but I want to add to it. So dealing with the appointment at 5 o'clock with John that didn't come.
Gary and Shalata.
I had some phone calls with him, and
Stacy's
he
married.
lives on Split Oak Lane, down in Chillicothe.
Stacy's married to Gary.
Yeah.
And above that, on up the road, is
Jenna
the water
Stacy's
tower for
daughter.
Frankfurt PSD, one of the water
And then
towers.
Vicky.
And that road, the water runs down that road and washes the road out, and he has to fix it or pay somebody to fix it. And so he was after PSD to fix it, and he said they wouldn't do anything. He come to me, and that's why he wanted the appointment, to come here and talk to us about it. And I told him I didn't know whether there's anything we could do.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I reached out to Ray at Frankfurt PSD, talked to her, and she said, we'll get up there and work on it at some point. But they're so shorthanded, and they've had so many water leaks and sewer issues that they've been tied up taking care of all that, but she's
They're aware of it, so they'll.
she's aware of it, and she told me she would try to get up there, and that she'll try to get up there and get it taken care of. So that maybe John will be happy.
What road was that?
Split Oak.
Split Oak, okay. Or Cook Lane, but.
Split it, I think split it.
Okay, Lauren,
I don't know, nothing's coming to mind, so.
I have
It's
days,
blank.
I have days like that pretty often, really.
I just did one.
Okay, so you wanna go into executive session
Yeah, it
now?
won't take long.
Pretty much that wraps up our meeting, other than bills and things like that, unless you've got one to pay, but we'll want you to pay some.
How are we going to handle estate hearings and YouTube? Because it's technically part of the regular meeting, but I don't necessarily feel like it's an appropriate thing to put on YouTube, because I wouldn't go through the person.
Public meeting.
Yeah, I know, and it's a public meeting.
Thank you
I
guys
just-
for coming.
We can definitely
This one's
record.
not gonna be an issue.
Okay, I just, some of them,
Like the last one.
do get pretty, and I hate to put them.
Personal. That's what we were talking about, child abuse, not property.
You are
That's
John
what-
Daltonowski's sister. I didn't know that until the last meeting, okay? What about Glenn Stout? Where is he?
Kentucky, Battletown, Kentucky.
That's my aunt. Okay, well, Glenn and I used to play together. He lived over on Healy
In
Heights,
Healy Heights.
and I lived over on the hill behind the fire department.
Yeah,
So we'd get together and play football and all kinds of stuff growing up. Now Glenn's younger than me, but, and then John was older than me, but still knew him pretty well.
yeah. Yeah, Glenn's, he's had, open heart surgery.
You know, the rest of them.
And
Really?
he's had problems with his one leg and
Oh, yeah.
had a hole in it for 2 years. They couldn't do anything with it, tried grafting skin to it, but eventually it did close up, but it causes problems. But he's got a pacemaker, a defibrillator,
Oh, wow.
but he stays as active as he can for, you know.
Yeah, I haven't seen him since we were young. I mean, I don't know what.
He's calmed down. He's not as wild like he used to be.
Yeah, he was
He
pretty,
calmed.
he was pretty, a little bit.
He was,
Ornery.
no doubt.
But you hung out with
Hey,
them, so. what's
There you go.
Go ahead and just record it and put it on.
Oh, okay, I won't say.
Are they coming?
Okay,
Okay.
I will.
What you might want.
Okay,
There's
I'll-
the Robert Dorsey estate.
That's Bob Dorsey, he's fire department.
Yeah,
Different?
yeah, this is different,
I'll.
Okay.
even though both of them went to our church,
Thank you.
it's totally different. So, they're cousins or something, I don't remember. But he has, Robert Emmett Dorsey, he has 3 sons. The one son qualified in 2022, but has not done anything on the estate, has not done the appraisement, inventory, nothing. He lives in New York and he is a doctor. So when the brother came in and said, what can we do? And I said, well, sometimes if you, if you request that it be removed, sometimes it's enough to get on the full length. We have not heard anything.
Right, yeah.
Right, and I have said, asked Tina several times, have you heard anything? And he's calling you, but not.
What's his
So,
name, the executive?
Daniel. So today at a little afternoon, John Atkins' secretary brought over a fax that they received from Daniel that says, in response to the motion, which was his brother's request that he be removed, I respectfully ask the commission grant this request in regards to the estate. So more or less, it doesn't say I'm resigning,
Just says he,
to remove, but he still is required to do a reporting of financial, because he has not done an appraisement or inventory. There's no way of knowing what assets are in the estate. So I'm not sure. I'm sure the other 2 brothers are gonna show up tonight because they're both here in town. If they have an idea of what assets are in the estate, or if they've had any communication with their brother. So if they have not, this fax was received today. It actually was printed on the 13th of 1/11, it came through.
so your recommendation would be take that letter to heart. And then have the other 2 boys take over?
One of the other 2, but still Daniel has to do a
He-
reporting.
He hasn't done his. Okay,
So the fact that he is in New York,
have one of these other boys do that? Like the assessment of the estate?
Well, he still Daniel still, no matter what happens, Daniel will still have to do an accounting. There was a will, so hold on a second. Not seeing the will, I can't say. I'll have to look in the will to see who the substitute executor would be. And it depends on who the will appoints as secondary. I'll have to look it up in my next.
Okay, all right, we're going into executive session, we won't be very long.
Hey, Jerry, you want to start first?
I have no idea.
I know her well.
To be honest with you, I didn't even.
I know
had
John
it.
better. Oh, I
didn't
knew
even know
John pretty
had
well.
access.
But I can't place her name. Say my, I'm done all.
I'll ask her.
That's all. My mind.
It'll hit you at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Problem, you're probably right. That's probably right.
Okay.
So we went to school.
And that doesn't require any official action or.
Perfect.
Okay, so Robert's will appointed Brian as his executor. Brian is deceased. The secondary executor was Daniel.
Oh.
So it doesn't have a third. It just had
Who was the first one, Brian?
Brian, but Brian's deceased.
Ryan's deceased, right?
Okay, all right. Well, we'll bring him in, we'll swear, do they tell the truth, not the truth, whole truth, tell the God, and then we'll, explain what the situation is.
Do you want us to sign?
All three of you are signing, I mean, you're definitely welcome to.
It looks like he gives everything to all 4 of them equally.
Good,
And then Brian was deceased and had no children, so all 3 of them equally. So the question is what assets there are.
so we're gonna have to have one of those decide who wants to be in charge, wants to be the acting
And
executive.
they'll have to be
They're gonna-
bonded.
They're gonna have to do an accounting and it'll have to be bonded.
They'll have to be bonded. But Daniel still has to do an accounting.
He's not gonna do that, he's too busy, doctor. What do you think?
Well, I don't know if he had the assets, he had the authority to get into the assets, so.
Is anybody on?
Thank you, but that's.
Anybody on Zoom?
I can't tell.
Is anybody on Zoom?
There's no one to the word.
Oh, okay.
The-
Well, I gotta sign it.
Okay. Yeah, that's what we talked about. It's just the ad, the notary page, yeah.
Okay, I can wait for them.
They, Jason wrote all of that. That'd be the same thing.
This is the one with the bids.
Yes, it's not Bill says.
Do we have to get any bottles of water here?
No, because we have the water cooler. There's cups in the cabinet.
You don't have a cup, you have a cup.
Well, there's cups in-
Stand underneath of it.
If this. Next one, the cabinet, you have. We had that bottle of water left over from one of the events, so then we don't ever. Yep. Someone did just pull into the back lawn.
Well. I thought that was somebody knocking, but then that just ended.
I don't know how you spell that one's last name. I'm just gonna text. I spell Lesanowski. I don't know.
I don't either.
How y'all?
Mike, is,
How are you?
I'll good when you get home. I'll look at your book. Let's see if she's in there.
Your yearbooks, I don't send tablet chiseled.
Chisel on stone tablets.
It's on the back of the Ten Commandments.
Oh, that's the roof guy. That's one. The roof guy just stayed for 3 clovers. The roof's still leaking.
Still leaking.
Well, we had.
now your Dorsey's,
Yeah, sure.
and which is which?
I'm Sean, this is Kevin.
Robert, Kevin,
We'll get to you in just a couple of seconds. We'll get started.
Okay, thank you.
Are you two gentlemen coming?
But they said something at the courthouse when we met with them down there that maybe John Athey was coming, but I don't know.
Oh,
okay, were you down there today?
No, this,
Okay.
when they told us about.
We got a correspondence from.
Yeah.
There's a briefcase back here.
It's Jason.
Did he leave?
Yeah, he left.
Okay.
And there's a jacket.
Also didn't text.
That's probably not Jason. That's
No,
probably
that's
that girl.
slightly feminine for him.
That's probably the
Who is it?
Vance.
his aunt, yeah.
Is she?
That's her
Jason's
first
aunt?
name.
That's-
They're related. They're related.
He said that's my aunt.
Yeah, they're
I didn't
related.
realize that.
Everybody's related.
How is she? I'll have to look, cause.
I think John graduated in 69, I think, maybe.
That would have been Roger's
John.
class.
John graduated, he was a year behind us.
Okay, it'd been, sorry, 70.
So Roger, is your class still having lunches?
Yeah, but now.
There's probably only 2 left.
No. Mom.
Yes,
Mom
they
would
are.
want to go, but.
Guys here to look at the roof, or he's already been up and working on it. I need to go, he wants to show me something. I
Yep.
need to go for, take a look at it.
Yeah,
You don't need me for that.
no,
I don't think we need much of you.
Okay,
She-
Lauren, you don't need me.
Not
No.
interrupting.
George, you're like,
No, I'm sorry.
Okay,
All
all
right.
right.
Remind me to tell you something, minutes so, because they're kind of slowed down for a reason.
okay, we have the bills and stuff too. Keep in mind.
Not like,
As I say, no one else is coming.
I don't think Daniel's,
This, I don't know if he's gonna,
I don't think so. I got a fax from him today.
And no one requested the Zoom. link.
Oh, so nobody has Lincoln, wait.
Okay, so,
Go ahead.
yes. So if you would stand, raise your right hand. Promise to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God. Perfect. Okay, the estate hearing for Mr. Dorsey.
So
Go ahead.
Sean, you're the one that came in the office there, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So Sean came in because the estate was open in 2022. And as we just looked up, the will appointed Brian, Brian's deceased, and therefore Daniel was listed as a substitute executor. Since then, Daniel has not done anything, report wise, he hasn't done an appraisement, he hasn't done an inventory. So when his brother came in and inquired, I said, usually, if you kind of request, this kind of gets a little motivation. And maybe we can get him moving on the estate. However, he sent a fax today. He sent a fax, and I apologize. And he sent this directly to Mr. Athey's office. That said, in response to the motion order filed with the clerk of the Mineral County Court by Robert, Kevin Dorsey, and Sean Patrick on June 25th, and the notice of motion provided, I respectfully ask the commission to grant their request in regards to the estate of Robert Emmett Dorsey. So more or less your request that,
Have him removed. So responsibility doesn't leave him. He's still actually responsible for making an accounting of the assets of the estate. But I guess that's gonna fall to one of yous. Now, you're gonna have to do, I guess, determine what the estate consists of. The will lists all four of the brothers to receive an equal share. So it's gonna boil down to there's only three of you left now, so it'll be divided three ways. So one of yous will have to pick up the slack, or both of yous, and take over the executive part of this, but with that, one of yous had to be bonded to do so. Which I'm not sure. how
well,
does
the
that
bond
cost?
is generally the assets of the estate, and without Daniel doing an accounting, do you have any idea what assets were in the estate?
Yeah, do you have a listing of the values?
Well, my dad had four bank accounts. And I was on two of those with him, and Kevin was on one.
Oh, wait, I wanna say one thing though, sorry. This is a public meeting and they're recorded and they're on YouTube. So I just wanted to catch you before you said anything else too private, right? So, okay.
The two that I was on, Kevin on, we've closed those accounts. Because we didn't need Danny to do that.
Right, cause you're on there.
And then there was an account in First United. And what was it, last November? Yeah. We received a check from them for a quarter of what was in that bank.
Each of you received a check for a quarter.
A quarter of it,
Okay.
and half of it, I guess, because the account's been closed. So Danny got half of that. And, which, that's not it.
That estate, or that account was in just your father's name only.
Yes.
Daniel would have had to initiate something like
He
that,
had to have closed it,
yeah.
but that wasn't split three ways either.
I understand what happened to Brian's.
We don't know.
See, that's another problem we had. There was no communication. He wouldn't return a phone call. He wouldn't return a text message for the last year and a half. So, I mean, we were just out there. I was going into the banks, depositing money in the account, so the account would go dormant and the money get turned over to the state. But, I mean, we haven't had any communication.
Any stocks, bonds?
Well, you know, the CD and Jesse Federal, and there's a lady that called me about 3 weeks ago. And she explained that they want to close it out. They just want, because after 3 years, they'll send that money to the state.
Right, if it's not claimed.
So I said, I gave her Daniel's information, his address. She sent him a certified letter. And I talked to her the other day, she hadn't heard anything back from her. So,
Do either of you own real estate in Mineral County?
I don't know, my house.
yeah, how?
You both do? Okay, so I was thinking on the bond, because when you're not named as the executor in the estate, the administrator has to be bonded. But rather than go through a commercial bonder, if one of you is willing to be the representative of the estate and then the other one bond. Yeah, you bond each other, because you can't sign your own bond. But
Well, this is where I don't understand. There's only one bank account now that's, nothing's been done with, and that's through Chesed. Danny closed the
Are
other,
any other?
Danny closed the other one. The other two, my name was on, and they were closed.
We closed those and divided, asked that he three ways, sent him
His share,
his share.
but I assume he did not return the favor of that bank account he
No.
closed.
No, he took half of it and gave us a quarter.
Well, that's the way it looks. I mean,
Yeah.
We don't know.
We don't know, but
He was keeping
Bank
his other
accounts-
brother's half, I guess.
yeah, the bank account's closed.
I'm not saying that he did or he didn't.
Well, I mean, it's not impossible that they sent him a quarter as well, and the last quarter will end up at unclaimed property if he couldn't prove the
Well-
status of the other brother. I mean, it's
Danny
not
Brian
impossible
is
that they wouldn't.
deceased. Well, no, I mean, it was already part of the estate though, that Brian was deceased and no children, so it only left the three.
That was in the will.
But, is there no real estate?
Dad,
Just the bank account.
yes.
No vehicles.
Well, should be sort of cut.
That's what I thought. There's only one bank account that's in limbo.
Okay, so if he gets. Signs up for administrator of the state, then he can access that bank account, correct?
Yeah, once
Yeah.
you're appointed as administrator, you can get.
Then you
that
can get
CD.
you can get the funds out of that.
Yeah, because February would be 3 years.
So you need to do it.
And it goes
Yeah,
to the
we-
state.
Yes, you need to do that. You need to get that money out of there. And then according to the will gets divided.
Well, I am gonna need something else from Daniel because he didn't actually say he is resigning as executor. So I will try and get some communication from him through Mr. Athey
Okay,
and have him clearly say he's resigning. Which one of you would want to be the representative?
Okay, so he will need to come to your office.
Yes, would you be able to sign his bond though?
Sure.
Okay, so you'll both come down. So, let me get the letter from confirmation from Daniel in clear writing. And then we'll give you a call and have you both come down. And at least you can get appointed as the administrator and take care of that CD then.
Danielle,
Hopefully get
question
some clarification about the other account as well.
yeah, well, I mean, it's be split 3 ways equally. Well,
Well, once you're
First United
administrator,
wasn't split 3 ways equally.
well, once you're the administrator, you may be able to go to that bank and find out, get copies of those checks and see how it was split. Whether 4 checks cut or whether just 3.
Right.
So you'll have access to that as well. If Daniel doesn't provide that.
Does that clear up anything?
Well, but still, I mean. So if there was only 3 checks made. Kevin got one, I got one, and he got one. So he got half of it. We got a quarter.
And how does the CD amount balance out with what?
Well, we don't know. They wouldn't give us that
Okay,
information.
well, that's something you can refigure then, if you know, if you find out how much was in the account, how it was split, and then how much is in the CD and split
That
it,
makes
so
up the
that,
difference.
yes.
Was it about right? We have the right.
If you, once you sign up as administrator and are bonded, then you would have the rights. Then you could cash in that CD and then make it fair. You know what I mean? You understand?
Okay.
So if he got half, and you've only got a quarter, then I would adjust it with that CD.
And this fax just came through to Mr. Athey at 1:11 this afternoon. And I wasn't sure, you know, if your brother was gonna attend by Zoom or if John A was coming, so we just went ahead and kept the hearing as it was, so.
Well, I just need to come down and see you. Both of them.
Well, you're gonna wait, I'm gonna call you because I'm gonna need confirmation the way his fax was written, it doesn't actually say I'm resigning as executor. And just get that, and also if I can get any clarification about what assets were in the account or in the estate. Because he has to do an accounting before he can resign. Because he hasn't done any accounting yet. And then I'll call you and you'll both come down You can be appointed and you'll sign a bond, that way you don't have to pay a commercial bond. And when you leave that day, you'll have the papers to go to the bank.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hearing closed.
Thank you, gentlemen, ladies.
So hopefully it works out.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank y'all.
Be great for like $10 million in the account.
It would be great. Well, like I said, it was just no communication, you know, it's just.
And we run into that all the time.
Today, we're getting to the point now, when something isn't done, the money's gonna go, you know, to the state.
Yeah, you don't want that, you don't want that to happen.
All right, thank
Thank
you,
you.
folks.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a good day.
All right, so this is Kevin North. He's from Three Clovers. He's the guy that did our patches on the roof, or him and his crew did the patches on the roof. And then when we got the rain from the hurricane last week, the little spot over in Cody's room that was dripping. And he came down today and looked at it, and he'll tell you what he found.
So, I inspected everything that we did on the roof, on the rubber, on the termination bar. Everything that we did, and it's all still looked okay. I've been up there for about an hour. I resealed everything that I already did, just to make sure. One thing I did notice was on your rubber roof, there was a lot more chunks of mortar that have come off of that building. And as you look up at the mortar, and I do have pictures, but I don't have great service here, so I took pictures into a program that I have that I can send. That's why I send Dutch the reports. That's where you got the reports from. But what's happening is hydraulic pressure, water pressure is somehow coming down through that wall, whether it's from the adjacent building's roof leaking and coming down through and pushing through the wall, or it's from the cap on that building. But it's pushing the mortar out. There's actually holes I can put my finger in through the mortar holes. And the mortar is also has green algae on it, which means the water, it's waterlogged. And it's growing out. So it's not easy for concrete to grow out. So I think that is the source of the leak in that room. And when Dutch showed me where the spot was on the ceiling, I said, so I marked it off from the edge of the building, which is kind of where like the stone corner is, like a vestibule like this. It was about 11 feet. Where all the mortar is missing in that is between 10 and 12 feet. On that brick wall.
And you can see a line going down the mortar in the brick wall where the mortar's falling out from all the moisture stuff in behind it.
I mean, I'm trying to pull up the actual, of course, works for me now. So this is just a picture of that wall. So all the dark spots is this border that's missing out of that wall. Or it's considerable. It's not.
Well, now how do you stop it at the top?
Lou, you already know who owns that one.
That's,
I'm looking right now.
Okay.
That's exactly what I was about to do.
so,
And I'm questioning too, the spouting. Looks like that roof drains over top of ours and there's a spouting up there and it runs to the back and then goes out. I'm really wondering if that spouting's even working.
So the mortar is kind of green, with algae in it.
Yeah.
so, I mean. I can only do so much and because that building is not part of your property, I mean, technically. For what I need to do for your roof is to grind in a counter flashing line with a grinder into that mortar. And put a piece of metal counter flashing into it and then seal that. That's how that rubber should properly be terminated. Onto the wall,
But if it's going down through that block, brick down in.
then counter flashing is not gonna do anything,
It's-
it's going down through the brick.
Yeah.
Correct.
Arnold Eaton?
Who's that?
Ronald Eaton and Rudy Sites.
Arnold Eaton and
I
Rudy.
know Rudy.
Rudy too.
Oh, Ronald would own
Is that
the one we're looking at though, from Tanglewood Loop.
No idea who that is.
We bought it from Rudy Sites. For $95,000 in 2008.
Really?
I mean, I think just repointing those spots, I don't think is gonna solve the problem. I think the problem is coming from higher up that wall. And guarantee the roof is leaking. It's just working its way down through.
I don't even know what's in the upstairs of that building, if they even know. I'm not sure there's anything up there. I think it's vacant.
I don't know.
Don't forget him.
So what's our plan of action? Get a hold of Mr. Eden?
Seems like that's the only option, I think.
I mean, I'll come out as many times as I need to try to help find and fix a leak, but it's an hour and 45-minute drive for me to get here,
Yeah,
which I don't mind. This is my job, that I have a warranty for this. I'll come out as many times as I need to, just need to be patient with me so I can
Yeah.
schedule that time.
Where do you live?
Hagerstown basically, so it's not that far, really.
Yeah.
It's an easy drive to get here. So, but I don't want to keep beating a dead horse.
Exactly.
If I'm trying to fix something that's really not the problem.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
I think it's at least worth investigating and asking some questions as to, you know, when's the last time they got their roof assessed? To be able to see what's going on with it. Do they know if it's leaking or not?
do you have time to reach out to him?
Yeah, he's a young guy, 48. Lives in Tanglewood.
Well, he can get up on there and fix it himself.
Who's down in the bottom?
Tattoo shop.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
No, it's,
Yeah, tattoo shop. The game store's in Rudy Sciences building.
okay, I was thinking,
The
okay,
game store's this way.
yeah, so
Tattoo
it's not
shop's
this
that
way.
way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the front of the building. It's like right there.
Okay. I guess that's the first step. Reach out to him.
You want me to just send him a letter or try to call him?
I'd call him, see maybe.
Try to call him.
You have a number?
Yeah, I got it off Fast People Search.
Okay.
But
We'll see if it works. If it doesn't.
If not, I can get you.
Okay.
I appreciate you coming out and looking at that, Kevin.
Other than that,
Thank
you
you.
happy with everything else? I mean,
Yeah.
you had multiple leaks, and if that's one little spot we have from a deluge of rain, I'm pretty happy about that. Not that I enjoy leaks, but
Yeah,
I
right,
think we solved a lot of your problems.
compared to what it was.
Oh, yeah, because it leaked and.
Yeah.
We had a leak right here.
Just,
We had one leak right there.
Yeah, cause they called me Friday and then whenever I stopped in, we hadn't changed the towels over top of this TV yet. And I seen that and I'm calling Luke like, hey. Is that leaking too? Oh, no, we didn't change those towels.
we ran out of towels.
And there's a spot in his room, or in his office, that one, well, we didn't change that one either.
Before you come up with any ideas, you'd almost have to go in there and look and see what's going on with that water in the top of the building, right?
Yes.
You know, so, yeah, you know.
You have to go up into the attic space or the
Yes.
top floor of that building to see, you know, if you see any signs of water damage or any kind of water tracks coming down through the roof, down inside the wall. And if it's, nobody's using that upper floor, if it's abandoned, then nobody knows anything.
Right.
And then next step would be to go up onto the roof and actually assess what's up there and what needs to be done to stop the leaks. And it all comes down to money at that point. If it costs him $100,000 to redo his roof, he doesn't have $100,000. You're just gonna have to deal with the leak.
Yeah.
That's unfortunately, that's the crux of having adjacent buildings. So
Yeah.
we deal with this with row houses a lot.
Okay. I'll definitely reach out to him and. I don't recognize that name, so.
I don't know it. Yeah, I've never heard that.
Do you
name.
know him, Lauren? Okay, you're saying.
Now, what type of roofs do you mostly do?
Shingle, metal, rubber, TPO, any kind of residential, commercial roof we do. Don't do much slate, only because there's.
So
no
who can
cost.
afford it? Isn't it expensive?
Depends on what you do, what you get.
Yeah,
Yeah, roofing's expensive. It has gotten.
regardless, yeah, even shingles are expensive,
Yeah, it's gotten pretty expensive over the last 5 years. Just because,
as everything
just
else.
because the suppliers decided to raise the price for no reason, but
Right.
so, but it's considerably more expensive.
Do you guys do residential jobs out this way too?
Can't, yes?
What's the hesitation
Well,
there?
you have to understand though, I mean, am I going to be comparable in pricing? Because I have some mobilization and logistical cost to get here. To be able to do that, so, I mean, I kind of did this as a friend to mutual friend that Dutch and I have.
Okay.
So, and I don't mind doing it, and it was a pleasure coming here, and it's been a pleasure working with Dutch. I'm happy to come do any or all that you guys need.
Okay.
Just understand that I may be a little bit higher because I've got some mobilization costs to be able to get here.
But you show up. And that's
Well, I'm
why,
gonna do roof on my house. The only quote I got last time was the first one, this one, and they'd actually back up. So I'm not really sure.
your roof shingled, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I deal with ABC Supply in Hagerstown, there's an ABC here. I knew the former manager of the store very well here in Cumberland, so,
Oh.
so he's moved on to
I think he moved to Winchester, didn't he?
York. actually.
York,
York, PA, yeah, Steve Kretzer is the guy, who moved to York. Or Lancaster, one of the two. He's out that way.
And didn't they close the one in Cumberland? Moved it with Winchester?
Did they close the store?
I think they did.
Oh, okay.
I think so. That was down Industrial Park, wasn't it? Down.
I
by the
think so.
prison.
That was, I've been here one time, that was a good while back.
Yeah, I think they closed and moved it to combined with Winchester.
That's not very close.
Yeah.
60 miles.
Yeah, cause I had to go to Winchester to pick up some shingles the other day. Yeah.
It's been closer to go to Hagerstown.
Well, I was actually in Moorfield, so it's just get out the corridor and goes to, so what's it back?
Yeah, Winchester's actually closer for us than Hagerstown. It's like
Hagerstown.
90 miles to Hagerstown, 60 to Winchester.
Right,
But Route 50 is just much windier
Yeah.
Yep.
than going to get on 68.
Yeah. Basically an hour and a half, so any of them, really.
yeah.
So,
Well, thank you so much.
sure, like I said, I'm happy to help, just contact me again.
We'll get in touch with this gentleman and see what the plan is.
Just let me know what you.
I
need.
know what he's gonna think, what he's gonna
And
say.
are you gonna send those pictures to Dutch so he can
Yes.
forward them to me?
All the pictures I took today, I'll send to him, that way you have the updated report.
That way I can send them to the guy.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. You don't mind if I hit the latrine before I go?
okay, Lauren, I guess we're ready for bills.
No, shoot.
I was not sure.
I was ready to
I know, I need to go to Lowe's. I need to go to Lowe's tonight.
You guys, I'm gonna go drop the recording and let it render. You guys have anything else that needs discussed prior to?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
This is all keyboard.
I don't think so. Save time, yeah.
Oh, the, update on this. Did you actually say what it was? Because it really didn't say anything about.
It basically just says we have to continue to keep opioid records. That's what it says. They just send reminders.
I'll throw that under opioid.
Are you guys okay with getting the recording? Do you want me to leave it alone?
Yeah, go ahead and edit.